Hi everyone, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Kingdom Tracks. And I know I'm a little late to the game. I imagine you might have heard all of this before, but Tracks is new to me, and I'm excited to check them out. I do have a Tracks already. I want to see how this one measured up. In vehicle mode, he rolls quite nicely. He's got nice silver paint on his wheels. I was interested to note that I guess they did like the animation thing where his fire stripe is pure red instead of, you know, the yellow, orange, and red. Mine suffers from the same problem that every track suffers from. If I can get it on camera there, yeah, you can see that gap on both sides. These pegs do not want to stick in. What I've been told is I can try and force this pin through better on both sides, and then maybe thicken up the peg to try and get that connected better, and that might be worth a shot. The front is decently painted. We've got the panel lines for where his flip-out headlights would be. We've got a grille painted here, no license plate, and then this like little silver fender, gray fender piece. One thing that I don't like, that I just don't think they'll ever stop doing apparently, is these clear windows, especially when you've got robot feet or parts right up in front of it. I wish that was just black. I'm sure there's going to be a sticker for that. On the back end Tracks, I mean, for being such like a pretty car, he's very plain back here. No lights picked out, no license plate. Repro labels, I'm 100% willing to bet that they'll have a blue stripe here and here to help hide these fins better. And that's it. Other than that, I mean, he rolls fine. He's got a peg up here. If you want to stick a gun up here, you can do that. He's got a blast effect peg right here. He can, if you've got a blast effect piece, you can stick it in his back also to kind of have him rocket boost. And yeah, then he comes with his missile launcher and his gun. Other than that, I guess before we get into transformation stuff, let's do some stack ups. So he is small for a deluxe. You know, Cliff Jumper was small. That mold was small. I was expecting Tracks to feel a bit bigger. Here he is next to like RID Blur, which I think is a decently sized car. And yeah, you can see that Tracks is significantly smaller in width, as well as a little bit. Maybe we can't see that. Bring the camera up. So here we can compare length, and you can see, yeah, Blur is, you know, a bigger car. Now, if we compare him to my current Tracks, the current Tracks is the Reveal the Shield Tracks, I believe, or is it Hunt for Deception? No, it's Reveal the Shield. There it is. Hopefully that's on camera. I do like the rub symbols. This, I admit, is a big deluxe. So here, Tracks is dwarfed by his previous incarnation, almost entirely. And yeah, here I like, you know, this black tint to the windows hides those robot parts a little bit better, even if it's still clear, and then it matches this back piece that's painted black nicely. Although in Tracks' case, his back piece is clear, and you get some robot detailing there, which that's a pretty neat effect. I do like it back here. But yeah, I think you know, he's a fine little car. He's a little gappy, unfortunately, which definitely is you know, annoying to deal with. He rolls nice, and then he does do his Tracks thing where he can flip out these fin pieces. You can flip around, pull out his wings. Let's see if I can help get that piece out. There we go. Bring up his arm. Same thing on this side. Get it out of there. And we've got his flying mode. And here, yeah, I mean, he swooshes. He looks pretty nice. It's a neat feature that they included. I like that they included these fin pieces. I wish that just this end was painted or something to help it disguise a little better. But other than that, I mean, that's a pretty nice looking Tracks right there. To compare him to his other plane mode, here is the older Tracks in his plane mode. And I will say, I mean, they both, like, it's an homage thing. I do like that the wheels come up on this tracks. I do like that the arms are still hidden on this tracks. I think it's pick your poison between what you like here. For me, I think I like this plane mode a little more, even if the whole idea is just a bit silly. So in terms of getting him transformed, we can start in this mode right here. Well, we can take off his weapons. He's got his gun, his missile launcher. His arms are already out. We can flip him around, and we want to disconnect. There are 2 tabs on either side, and 2 tabs that are formed with the legs coming together that go into the windshield that we can pull up here. Gotta wiggle it out. And I do want to try and be, it might be helpful to untab on either side of here. And now try, there we go, lift it up. This is all transparent plastic, so you do want to be careful here. But with this up and out of the way, we can see our robot body and we can focus on our robot legs. We're going to come in, we're going to open up these 2 gray halves on either side. Come on. Come in and flip around the feet. It's on a pivot, it's all attached to the side of the car here. This lets us flip the whole foot section up and around, which lets us extend out this leg, get the foot the rest of the way down, like so. We actually want to bring the leg back down because there's a tab on this white piece that's going to go into the tab on this gray piece of Trax's shin to form a leg. Same thing on this side. Bring the gray piece up, which gives us enough clearance to get this foot out, which lets us have enough clearance to extend that leg, bring the foot the rest of the way down, bring the leg down so that it can mate successfully with the shin piece. And I will say these are not solid legs. You might already know this. It's they're okay, but they're not the best, sturdiest legs in the world. Up top, we can flip Trax around, bring the car hood up, rotate it 180, and then compress everything. There's a gray tab here. Once it's all compressed, that's going to go into the back of Trax's torso. Up here, we're going to compress his lower torso down. Actually, before we do that, we want to bring out the chest. We're just going to pull it forward, which gives us clearance to bring the lower torso down and lock things in place. Once that's all locked in place, then we can close up his back, bringing his arms down, flipping out his hands on both sides. And here's Trax. And visually, I think this is a pretty good looking Trax. We can put his missiles up top. We can give him his gun. I think, you know, he's felt. He looks kind of fast. But I think despite him looking this good, his articulation is fine. He just feels a little loose and just a little cheap. Cheap may not be the right word. Fragile. Fragile is probably the right word. To illustrate what I mean, like his legs, they do not stay together all the time there. If I move the foot, his side of his leg is supposed to lock in at the knee, which it does, but it's also supposed to lock in at the side. His arms are fine, but his hips, like, it's just a little loose in a couple places. The legs I really, really don't like. I also worry about the fact that so much of his car body is transformative and also clear plastic that has a pin going through it. Yeah, I think I just don't love the way he feels. And it's a real shame because he does look really, really good. I mean, this head sculpt is really nice. I wish his eyes were picked out in maybe a brighter color. But other than that head sculpt is really, really nice looking. You know, the wings look really good. The wheels up front, that's classic Trax. I like the color on his forearms. I wish there was a little more color on his legs maybe. In terms of articulation, the head's on a ball joint that can wiggle wherever you want. You know, no problem, 360. up that high on the shoulders. Bicep swivel. There is a bend here, 90 degrees. Wrist can go in and out with transformation. He does do the splits no problem. He can kick up that high and his skirt moves out of the way. He can get that far back, which is lovely. The knee bends that far, but you do risk, every time you're kind of moving it, you kind of risk that foot position. But if you wanted to get him in a pose, you can get him in a pose. And then his ankles, like his feet are pretty unattached to his body, but he does have ankle pivot. So, you know, you can get Tracks in some pretty cool dynamic poses. You're just going to have to work at it a little bit harder than you might be used to with a Kingdom figure. Other than that, I think, yeah, I wish his legs were just a little bit better and tighter put together. Same thing with the car body. It just feels like that, and the legs form that piece. That whole leg assembly just didn't land 100%, which is unfortunate. He is also a little on the small side for me. He feels just a little short. Here he is next to Blur, just because I like Blur. And then Reveal the Shield Tracks is a giant in car mode, but Reveal the Shield Tracks actually shortens up about the same. In terms of head sculpt, I mean, this is the better head sculpt for sure. But I think I like this Tracks better on the left. As I was transforming him off camera, like his legs are a little funny, but they're more solid. I really, really like that his gun has internal storage as well as his missiles. I liked what they did with his wings over here. Not that there's anything like majorly wrong with this Tracks. He just doesn't feel as solid to me. And the interesting thing is, right, this is a $22 deluxe these days. That's what deluxes are going for. This guy is like still like $15 to $20 on eBay. So if you're not looking for a pure G1-y Tracks, if you're just looking for a good Tracks toy, you can pick this guy up cheaper than you'd get this guy at retail nowadays. So, you know, it's something to think about. Other than that, though, I think that's the end of this video, except I guess I can only keep one Tracks. I totally forgot this video is going to be a giveaway. So I like this Tracks. I like this one better. This is Reveal the Shield Tracks is going to stay my Tracks, which means that Kingdom Tracks is going to be a giveaway toy. I think, where am I going with this? I need a question of the day, don't I? Question of the day. What's your favorite sports car? Right? Tracks turns into a pretty iconic sports car. So what's your favorite sports car? I think mine is the Ferrari Enzo. I just love the way the Ferrari Enzo looks. It's a really hot car. I think that's my favorite sports car. So out to everyone who's watching, let me know yours. If you answer the question of the day, then you'll be, and you say you want to be entered in the giveaway, then you'll be entered in, and I will announce the winner 1 week from today's video. That's it for today's video, everyone. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day. See ya!